Right, meow meow. Good morning, everybody. This is not the early watch, but we're doing something similar. A little video game chat, bullshitting. Maybe current events might come up, but welcoming in. I think we got Shawnee here. What's going on, Mr. Ponery?
Morning. Fighting a bit of a cold, but I'll manage.
We got Night Strike in the building.
Uncaffeinated.
Did
I
Scotty
might
didn't
I,
come
I
over,
might
did he?
duck out for a few minutes to get coffee. I'm warning you.
Okay.
You can drag him. I mean, yeah, go ahead and drag him in.
Steal Scotty. It's not letting me. There we are. Hello.
There
There
you
he is.
And Scotty's there. He's got something to say. Um, yeah, pretty much got another channel going and just using this one while YouTube does that weird verify shit. Has YouTube made you guys ever do like a
Yeah, you got a 24-hour verification.
yeah, sending my ID and shit? They wanted me to do a 30-second like intro video or something like that to prove it was
Punch
me.
in
I'm like,
that phone number.
I'm not doing that.
That's some crazy new screening emails.
Yeah, with AI, I'm definitely not sending in no 30-second video. They're nuts.
No.
But yeah, I sent in a picture of my D, so it should be up and running. I'll put a thing in the description later on.
Do you imagine the email that you get? We're sorry, but we were unable to verify or to authorize your account. Your intro video included an ISIS flag generated by AI.
I'm just
Dang.
I'm more nervous about AI like I don't know somehow getting a hold of the video and I'm the next like Obama thing or something like that. Remember they were doing Obama and Trump and well they're doing everybody now I think.
Just
Every
like in Die Hard 4, where they mosaic a bunch of presidential speeches into another speech.
You're not shooting it fast enough, Jimmy.
I'm trying.
If Jimmy, if AI could take every early watch and put together a speech from Jimmy, that would be frightening.
That yeah, I'd be horrified. That's for sure.
I mean, the only thing that they could pull out from Tony's audio would be, I don't fucking care.
And I only care about my shotguns, my revolvers, my lever axe.
I bought a
I'll tell you
battery.
guys what they are.
I bought a battery for my lawnmower.
We're being mean. We're
Nah,
being cruel.
nah. Tony's cool. But
You
yeah,
know, I've got a tractor, so whenever Sean wants to talk diesel, I can talk diesel with him.
Oh, I'm limitedly versed in diesel these days. I'm getting there though.
My tractor's diesel, so it counts.
Don't forget about he only wants to talk about his dogs.
My dogs? No, his dogs.
oh,
No, Tony.
He
Tony,
doesn't talk.
yeah.
He doesn't mention a lot about his dogs. It's usually just they're outside. Anyway, let's talk a little shot show.
oh yeah, yeah. Did you guys? I don't know, man. Originally, like 5, 6 years ago, I was kind of real interested in going, and I've seen a
Well,
lot of the shot shows. I've seen a lot of the coverage from people's going to shot shows, and it's just like,
some of this, most of the stuff didn't seem that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff that PSA's coming out with looks pretty cool, but aside from that, the only other thing that popped out was apparently they're making a drum mag for 50 BMG.
Okay, wait. If we're gonna do that, let's get the elephant out of the room. Okay. The star of the show this year at Shot Show was obviously PSA, just
Yeah,
because they offered so many new things this year. Like
exactly.
see, but
everybody covered their booth to death.
can I interject for 1 second though? Is that not make people? To me, it does, but I'm not as well educated as you guys are. Does that not make you think that PSA is going to be raising their prices on everything in the next few years?
No.
They are. No, they are on certain
They
things
already
just
are.
because they're building things that people are asking for and they're more intricately made. or they're made to a better standard than they used to be. So yeah,
The
the price
price
are
on
gonna come
some
up
of
a little
things
bit.
on their some of their prices may go up on some things, but on most everything else, like the lowers and whatnot, I
Yeah.
think they'll probably stay the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Stuff
right
that's
now,
already
look at their prices compared to like an Anderson lower.
Well, yeah,
You
that's what
can
I
literally
mean.
get a PSA lower for the same price as Anderson. That's not going anywhere.
I was
agreed.
paying attention to fucking something else. Damn it. But yeah, but that's what I
And,
mean though. And all of a sudden, but I see like I'm worried about like they get more.
the uppers, the classic uppers they do that are cheap. That's not going anywhere.
Well, they get more popular, and all of a
It's
sudden,
just some of their new offerings may be a little higher, just so they could make more.
Jimmy,
Or-
you have to stab him in the spleen when he does that.
no, I know I
Yes.
wasn't looking up. I have it's these goddamn QuickTime events, and I hate them. But I'm talking like they get more popular, and like all of a sudden, a dagger is $600 or something like that. You know what I mean?
No,
or,
no, that's not gonna happen. No.
Okay.
No,
Unless it's fully dressed with an optic and everything.
Well, yeah, the extras.
they'll still
but-
keep their budget.
No, actually, the opposites happen. You know how the PSA Rock was like $500 when it came out. Now
Yeah.
it's only now you can get one for like $350, $399.
Because the market's saturated with them. Like it came down to its popular price point.
And that doesn't bother me because I built mine for like $350. You know,
For tree
$350
fitty.
for
All right. So
$350.
was there anything you guys saw there this year that really stood out to you?
As I said, the only thing that stood
Got
out
me,
to
man.
me was the ridiculousness that they made a 50 BMG magazine drum for Barrett rifles.
Now, how does that? I didn't see that. How does that drum work? Is it like a wind up, like a
It's-
street sweeper kind of drum, or?
It's basically it's a wind-up street sweeper type of drum, but it's skeletonized and it's aluminum.
That wasn't PSA's creation. Though. That was.
And it wasn't PSA that made that. It was
Fostech, I
Fostech that
made
made
it.
that.
Still kind of neat though.
I mean, that is very interesting.
I did though. We need to talk about this, and because Sean had one at one point, but Daniel Defense got a hold of the Hudson H9. They got a hold of the rights to it, and they redesigned it, and it looks awful.
Well, does it really though? Because okay, I got into this discussion with Flippy, and I said, what was the point redesigning it the way they did? Because what it had done is get rid of the one thing that it was known for, an ultra low bore axis. And he was like, the bore axis didn't change. So the only thing that would show me that it
We
hasn't
lost
changed.
Jimmy.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, he's here.
Oh
The
no,
one
there we
thing
go.
the only way I could think of that the bore axis stayed the same was they changed the recoil system. Because on the Hudson, it was in front of the trigger guard, it was down below in front of your finger, the guide rod and the spring. If Daniel Defense came out with this new pistol and it says that the bore axis is the same, the only thing I could think of is they moved the spring and wrapped it around the barrel like, say, a Beretta. Or, sorry, not a Beretta, like a Macaron, where the spring goes around the barrel. That's the only way I can think of, because you have to move the recoil system to get that chunk out of the front of the trigger guard, because that's where it used to be. They raised it up, or at least they got rid of that piece, so now accessories make more sense on it. But at the end of the day, did they ever take it apart on camera? Because I'm really curious where the recoil spring is now. Because if it's still below the gun, then they had to have raised the bore axis. There's no way it would have fit otherwise. So then it raises the point, what was the point of building it if you got rid of the one thing that made it unique?
Right.
And it's more expensive than the Hudson ever was. I still have my mother, and it still works too. An original.
And I mentioned this the other day on one of my live streams, and I pretty much came to this. Aside from what PSA is doing right now, and that 50 BMG drum mag seemed interesting too. Aside from that, it seems like we've kind of hit the proverbial plateau for firearms evolution.
You see, that is spoken like a poor. Because the gun that blew everyone's mind this year was the Tommy built T7. And you would
I
have never
wasn't
looked at
interested
it.
in
You because it's $3,500. Don't. That is an MP7S. The gun that everyone who saw the MP7, they were like, oh my god, come on H&K, make an MP7S. And Tommy built had to do it first.
Tommy Built did it, and it's gonna be done by B&T.
It's $3,500.
Yeah.
But here's the beauty of it: it is in the correct caliber. That is a good thing because what that does is it brings interest to the caliber, which means more people buy the guns that make that use that caliber. More ammo manufacturers will be inclined to maybe go and make ammo in that caliber. Because it was sort of like when the 5.7 first came out.
Yeah, but then
The only game in town was FN.
but weren't they saying the same thing along the lines of that with that what the fuck was it, the Bruno or whatever? That 7.5 Bruno that was like a
Yes.
$2,000-$3,000 gun?
$6,500.
That never happened.
And Sean, if I'm
You know
such a poor, why don't you have a Lago Alien?
I want one. I do want one. Anyway, look, the point of the caliber debate, though, the reason that the 4.6 or 4.7 will gain in popularity, because the Secret Service uses it. It is a serviced pistol round, whereas the Bernot round wasn't. So there's already contracted, use for it.
Well, by that right,
Civilians.
people should want a P229 and 357 SIG, the DAC configuration.
Only if it does something better than guns that are already.
Because the Secret Service uses that too.
Yeah, only if it does things better than what's already out there. Our Secret
I've got
Service,
one.
I think, uses P90s and I guess the new MP7 and there's something else. I don't know offhand, but
The 229 DAC is what they use in 357 SIG, is what they use for handguns.
today.
They're still using it.
So anyway, that's I think in terms of show of force, PSA probably won the show in terms of quantity of new offerings, but in terms of wow factor, I think that T7 is probably what stole the show.
And what I meant was by innovation. I mean, you don't see anything new or interesting other than just rehashing of something that's already available. Yes, I know the MP7 wasn't readily available for everyone in the United States, but for
It's very innovative.
but it's really not, because it's just a semi-auto copy of a fully automatic. That's it.
Yes, that nobody in the United States other than the Secret Service got to play with.
Yeah.
That's innovative.
Eh,
It was something that was so popular that we instantly bought into the system for our highest protectors of our president. That's pretty impressive.
I mean, that is true, yeah. But now, speaking of innovation, what do you think? You think now that Gaston's dead, that Glock's gonna start doing some different shit?
no.
Yeah, yeah. New GR15.
Yeah. We've been waiting for a polymer fucking AR from Glock for how long?
New GR15. Semi-auto. Oh, yeah. To be fair, their PSA did come out with what I think somebody called it the MP7 at home or something like that.
Yeah, they have like a 5.7.
Yeah, the X57. That I'm interested in. I am interested in that because
that
it
I
is
might
pretty-
get.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Because I have a funny feeling that the Tommy built T7, it's going to be very limited production just because there's not going to be a ton of people breaking down their doors to get one.
He already mentioned that he only had 500 made.
Oh, it's a one and done?
No, he had 500 made, and then he made an order to have another 300 made. So
Okay.
it's going to be a limited amount for a long time until he can get proper production down.
And in the meantime, he can gauge interest. So if not many people buy it, he doesn't have to raise production, then he won't have to.
Exactly.
Bang. I did see something in a video that pissed me off because I suspect it was nothing more than clickbait. So shame on you, Classic. There was a video on SHOT Show Day 2 from Classic Firearms, and it showed their guy holding a DP-28 or DPM,
That was
which
a
is
part gun.
which is I think a 71 round pancake mag fed machine gun 7.62 by 54R. It's the Russian BAR. And he was holding one on the thumbnail. And I specifically asked where or who is offering that, because that's on my to-do list. And they never answered because it was clickbait. That pisses me off because I really want one. I need to get my Slav on.
You've got enough of your stuff, honestly.
Well, I can get a DP-28 built. It'll cost me $2,800. I could try an Ohio Ordnance Works BAR, and it'll only have a 20-round magazine, and it's almost $7,000, and that seems like a really stupid idea in comparison.
You badgered me to get my Slav on, and apparently I went Chinese instead.
Yeah, you failed to Slav.
I did not. I got the proper furniture.
You couldn't even eat barley and turnips.
No, I'm not a barley and turnip guy. You know what? It sucks.
You went 100% full on bok choy.
Well, no, I think it was more like sweet and sour, but I digress.
That's an American creation.
That's fine. It's Chinese.
No, we're ending hyphenation, remember?
Oh my God, no, we're not. I'm saying we're not.
Okay, well, that was my topic, Shot Show. Somebody else has to pick another one.
It's Jimmy. Jimmy chat. So.
Want to get nasty and talk about Palestine and Israel, or is that too old?
The conflict is still going on, but if you really want to talk about something, talk about the shit with Yemen.
What's going on with Yemen?
The Houthis are attacking American interests.
Well, no, not American interests. They're literally, the Houthis are sending missiles and rockets towards any ship that goes past Yemen.
Yeah.
And it pissed like what? Some like 35 countries off?
It's part of this conflict, but I think the biggest part of this right now is what happened over the weekend. 3 American soldiers were killed by an Iranian drone.
Damn.
Yeah, that happened over the weekend, and then last week apparently Ukrainians got a foothold in Donetsk.
They have taken a foothold in Donetsk, and then they arrested 3 corrupt politicians for grifting $40 million or $40 billion of war funds. At a time when people are asking, why are we writing blank checks to Ukraine?
Yeah,
not a good look.
And they took a Russian stronghold too. That's what happened in Ukraine. So it was an interesting week last week. And I don't know if you've been watching the news currently, Jimmy, but
Nah.
Yeah, have you heard about the border situation?
No, what's going on with the border? Trump built that wall?
No. Sean, do you want to field this one? It was your governor that did this originally, and everybody else jumped on board.
Governor Hot Wheels built the wall out of shipping containers and chain link fence and razor wire. The federal government. Oh, and then he kicked out DHS from one of the biggest entry points in the country. And then on top of that, the federal government said, you will let our federal agents into that park, to which the governor said, nuts.
Yeah.
And then he got 25 red states to back him.
Yeah, here, let's see if I can. If you go into meme and vomit, you scroll up. It's a little while, but
Like I did, it's so huge.
If you look up, it was like Virginia, West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Maryland, Oklahoma. No, not Maryland, but Missouri, like I said. I don't know, brain fart there. Oklahoma, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Nevada, and Utah, and Alaska.
See, that's why I'll be one of the first ones to say that voting on a federal level is bullshit, but that's why local shit, it's still worth getting out there and putting your 2 cents in, because shit like this might happen from time to time.
Well, I'd argue you should vote no matter what. You know, even if you don't feel like your vote is going to matter, vote anyways to get your voice heard. Otherwise, you know,
Well,
they may
yeah,
not give you the chance to vote anymore.
that is true. But I mean,
As the saying goes, if you don't exercise your right to vote, you don't get to exercise your right to bitch.
that
Exactly.
yeah, that is true. But voting on a local level, like I said, it's more of a possibility that your vote's gonna actually get heard and matter.
I know. I know.
I'm not saying don't vote. Don't get me wrong. I would never advocate that. Because, like you just said, you don't use your rights, you may lose your rights. And we don't want that.
Okay. I want to touch on, since Mike brought it up, I want to touch on Yemen and Iran. Because
Okay.
right now, today is Lloyd Austin's first day back on the job after he had prostate surgery or some shit, right? And all weekend, the Admiral, John Kirby, former Admiral John Kirby, the Pentagon press secretary, said, "We will have a response." Then the president goes up and he says, "We shall respond." Now, he's playing the word game here. We shall respond, which means we could, we're allowed to, we can, but he didn't say we will, he said we shall. Big difference. So now the question becomes, do we just take it straight to the Iranians and we start knocking out the Ayatollah permanently and go to Tehran? Or do we scare him shitless by destroying pretty much everything in Yemen as a symbol or as a message? Now, we can do the message thing. That'll create a whole country of people that will generationally hate us again. Or we could just take it straight to the horse's mouth and just take out the Ayatollah and be done with it.
Well, that would be us interfering with a sovereign nation.
That sovereign nation is attacking us.
I know.
It's going to take a UN resolution to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm all for the whole destruction thing, or I mean diplomacy thing, but I don't know. It's just that, especially with the whole Biden stuff, and like I'm not super up on the news and all that other shit, but just going from what I've understood to be going on, it seems like other countries are looking at us like we're weak fucking pussies.
Well-
So if there's a time to step up and do some shit, it'd probably be around now-ish.
There's one thing I want to point out just real quick. Since we were talking about it earlier, the border situation. You didn't see what Ted Cruz posted on his Twitter account.
I did.
No, Jimmy.
Screen share.
No, what?
Basically, apparently the Supreme Court said the federal government had to. They were. What was the decision, Sean? They had to let them through or something.
They had to let DHS into this park where the entry point is. They had to cut down the razor wire fence. And Ted Cruz responded by making a copy of the Gadsden flag saying, "Come and take it," but it had barbed wire underneath it instead of a cannon.
It had barbed wire underneath the Texas Star.
Hold
I'm screen sharing it right now. If you want to look at it.
on. Let me what is it? Let me see. Going oh no, that's YouTube.
See that?
Yeah, I don't understand how come it's not letting me do this on the OBS. Yeah, I see it though. It's come and take it with a
Come and take it with
fucking.
barbed wire there instead. Yeah. That was his response to Biden saying you have 24 hours.
Oh, let me see. Keep it up there for a sec.
I'll be keeping it up there. It's just like I saw that and I was like, wow, Ted Cruz really has a pair now. What happened?
That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So. Yeah. that's what he posted, and it's just like, wow, I didn't expect Ted Cruz to post that. And then someone posted something from the Babylon Bee, saying that he's changed his beard into mutton chops, in preparation for the next Civil War. And he commented on that saying, "Fact check, true."
He was just trying to look like the next Captain Price from Call of Duty.
Right?
Just need a
But
cigar that's half chewed up.
but yeah, it's just like, wow. You also Jim, you should have seen some of the memes. The memes were all over the place. Like someone had put the Confederate flag over the southern states and said, there's a meme. Let me see where it says. Here, I'll just scroll up and just tell you. It says, "It's been so long since the squad has gotten together. Boys, I think we're finally back." And I'm like, wow, that's spicy. But there's, it seems like almost all the Republican states are siding with Texas on this one.
Well, yeah, I mean,
And everybody stated that if Texas needs them to send their National Guard over to help Texas, that they're willing and able to send them over. And it's just on Governor Abbott whether he wants the additional support or not.
yeah, well, Texas seems to be like one of the only few states really one of the only states that I've heard about that's like has some balls still.
Yeah.
They're not
At least when
falling
it
for
comes
this
to border
whole.
politics.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I heard Houston is a motherfucker for the whole like tranny thing, but I don't know if that's true or not. But
It's Houston. What do you
but yeah, I mean, other than that though, like I said, they're the only ones that seem to have any kind of nuts.
I mean, Sean knows all about it, so ask him about it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm trying to get further and further away from it.
See, I proved my point.
Yeah, from what I hear, I mean, I would too.
Yeah.
I was looking at places because I'm kind of getting, not necessarily, maybe fed up isn't the correct word, but tired of Nevada already. And I was looking for other places. I was looking into like Portland and shit. Like, oh my God, it's in the city part, like Portland and proper, like the city. It's pretty bad.
All right, I'm gonna turn this off.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I don't know, man. So going forward, how are we? Let's discuss that. I guess how are we gonna work things going forward? I guess podcast wise.
You
Is
mean
it-
as a content creator?
Well, yeah. Is it gonna be like do you guys want to do something along the lines of like topical shit? Because obviously I have nothing prepared. Are we gonna do strictly video game? I just don't. What I don't want to do. Oh, I'm not talking about right now. Right now is nothing. But what I'm talking about is for the future. Because I don't want to. That games and guns and politics, that's cool. But I don't want to paint ourselves into a corner
Right.
necessarily. If that
Well,
makes sense.
that was just an idea, and you wanted to run with that.
That was my
fine, but,
yeah. Oh, I take the blame
you know,
for it. I'm not trying to shift blame. I'm just saying, like, how going forward is this?
I was just trying to give you ideas.
Going forward, should this just be strictly one type of thing? I mean, we all know guns are great. We all know the Second Amendment is fantastic and should be a staple in everybody's state and federally and all that, blah, blah, blah.
Just unload the whole clip into it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. The whole clip.
I'm gonna fall back.
Think
on
I didn't
my
catch that, huh?
farm. I'm gonna fall
Well,
back
you
on
did
my
use a
farm
stripper clip
reference.
to reload it.
What's that? The farm reference?
You have your channel's a farm, and your content is the crop, and you have to put out a crop that people are willing to buy and eat. So if you want to talk about what's going to happen going forward, you have to see what the consumer wants. So it's a matter of, do we want to do what they want, or do they want what we want to do?
Well, see, that's why I
So
got a
based
whole
on
new.
that,
That's why I got a whole new channel because it's always been kind of difficult to read what everybody over here wants, and a lot of the people from the early watch, not everybody, but a good chunk of them, it's all a part of that whole. He said my ode to the goodbye speech. Fucking, it's all that echo chamber shit, and I want people to disagree with us and to, you know what I mean?
But I was just making a joke just to get a laugh. I wasn't being serious.
I'm not. I know that. I'm not. You should know already. I don't take very many things seriously anyway.
I know that.
But like Sean was saying though.
disagree with you is to put a panelist in that disagrees with you.
Well, yeah, that's why I got you two motherfuckers right here.
There are some of the few things I'm going to disagree with.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
That's the problem.
that's the thing. But still, nonetheless, though, we do all have different opinions and stand on them. Like I don't see Sean folding because 3 people said that he's an asshole for saying what he said. Same with you, and same with me.
Well, he's only an asshole when he starts drinking, really.
Well, you know what I mean, though.
So you guys saw my YouTube short get 6 dislikes, 6 weird people.
Oh, I didn't. We could still see. We could see the dislikes again. I didn't know they brought that back.
When you go to the metrics of your video and you just hover your mouse over the likes versus dislikes bar, it'll tell you the numbers.
Ah.
So 6 people, apparently 6 people want to spend $300 plus on fixing something that cost me $20 to repair.
Well, was it one of those? You need an expert to one of that type of argument?
No, it's just for some reason in Dodge's infinite stupidity, they must have looked at a Jaguar from the 1970s and go, yeah, we want to use that shitty rubber that crumbles and rots in 6 years. We want that. So they did it, and they put it around my windshield, and it crumbled and it rotted apart. And the replacement piece is $350. I fixed it for $20. And it looks like factory.
Really?
Yeah. It's in the YouTube shorts.
I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Short. It's pretty funny. Like, I'm glad it turned out the way it did. It worked great. But it's like, yeah, there's somebody's always not gonna like what you got or what you do. You just have to take the good with the bad or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's always gonna be like that.
You just have to look at them right in the eye and go, I am a grown-ass man. Or you just roll up into a ball and cry, screaming, I'm your ally, stop punching me.
Yell at him, you ain't even my real dad.
I'm your ally. Jimmy got that one.
Yeah, no, Jimmy got that.
It's like, I can't believe
That's-
you just went there, motherfucker.
But still, nonetheless, though, I mean, that's the type of shit that's happening everywhere, man. And I don't want, Yes, the early watch have initially started to get everybody on somewhat of the same page, but not to metaphorically sucking each other's cocks in a circle.
But we're not.
Well, I know that.
Really
That's.
not. But still.
I know that. I'm not saying everybody, Nice Strike. I didn't say everybody. I specifically said not everybody.
You and your fucking Red Wings. That's all I can say.
Viking tea, dude. Viking tea.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I just don't want to, I guess, necessarily, like I said, paint ourselves in a corner, but I also want to be able to, like, damn it. I also want to be able to do the similar shit, Get around, get in a group, talk, bullshit, have a good time, argue from time to time, disagree from time to time, and, original early watch shit.
All right. I will argue with you on this. I prefer Alone in the Dark to Resident Evil.
Alone in the Dark is alright. What about
Dead Space.
Yeah, they made that
Yeah, I'd rather
remake.
play Dead Space than Resident Evil.
Even the remakes.
Even the remakes.
I gotta disagree with you on that one.
There you go. Now you finally
Wait,
have a
you know,
Put
they,
them.
they remade Dead Space as well.
Yeah, I know. I didn't get the chance to play that. How was it, or did you even fuck with it yet?
It's better, upgraded graphics, but that's about it.
Same. It's the same game, right? Like
Yeah,
same
it's the same
story
game.
beats, same. Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's what I didn't like when they did with the third remake of Resident Evil. They kind of changed everything. Not necessarily changed everything,
Well,
but
that's the Japanese remake compared to like a European or an American remake.
yeah. Oh, like when they gave. Are you guys familiar with Silent Hill? I'd rather play Silent Hill than Resident Evil any day.
I do not want to play anything Konami ever again.
What? Old school Konami is fine.
Old school stuff, yes, but I don't want to play anything new ever again.
Is there a reason?
Yeah, I'm not a pachinko player.
Or is that all they're down to now?
Yeah, yeah, no. The son of the guy who started Konami basically took over the company. Remember, he fired Kojima and stopped all video game production whatsoever, and put all their money into making pachinko machines, for gambling halls in Japan. And then Japan decides to crack down on pachinko.
Did you remember what Nintendo used to be known for?
I know, but he went to that instead.
How about Sega?
I don't know what Sega used to be.
NEC? I'm just trying to say that there's a ton of examples of other companies that did the same thing.
I know, but he literally ostracized every single person that bought their games.
He attacked his consumer base, or did you just say we're not making these anymore?
He said we're not making games anymore.
Okay, that's not attacking your consumer. He's just saying we're shifting our focus.
Yeah, but that's also dropping all of your customer base.
Well, yeah, didn't they start doing like they got into mobile games now too, ain't it?
Well, they
Yeah.
tried.
That was popular for a while.
But as far as I'm concerned, Konami's dead to me.
God, like you caught him cheating on you or something.
I mean, I'll tell you, I wasn't a fan of the new Metal
I played
Gear.
pachinko once. I hate it.
Konami is in bed with Hasbro now. And now he's betrayed.
And then you're pissed off about them getting rid of Kojima, but I mean, did you see Death Stranding?
I have it. I have the director's cut.
I wasn't a huge fan of that.
I liked it.
I-
I kept an open mind on it because it served a certain purpose.
Yeah.
And it was a certain story that he wanted to tell. And yeah, I went into it knowing it's not going to be Silent Hill. It's not going to be Resident Evil. It's not going to be that. It's going to be something else entirely. And I was okay with it because, it was interesting. It was new. And I don't know if you noticed, but he had a lot of cameos from like celebrity fans too.
What, Norman Reedus and
Yeah,
fucking...
I need your help.
Conan O'Brien
Okay.
was in it too.
I'll be there in a minute.
I think the big game letdown for me was the Outer Worlds. They made it sound like it was going to be some huge, super hype game, and it was not. Thankfully, Starfield beat it.
Yeah, but that's another point of contention. A lot of people that like Skyrim don't like Starfield.
Because they don't like space, and they still want to mess with elven nether regions.
Yeah, they want to mess with people older than them, but still.
I can tell you, because I played a bit of Starfield this weekend, I have finally discovered what makes replaying the game worthwhile. Because I'm in my second playthrough where you start. I'm not going to spoil the game, but it has replay value with the original character you beat the game with. Almost like New Game Plus in a way.
Really?
Yeah, I think what Bethesda pulled off here was pretty clever, because the first playthrough is the shortest. Everything that you do in every New Game Plus after that there's other things. I've run into so many things that weren't in my first playthrough because you have to do something to get to the next playthrough. And once I did that thing, I'm running into like conflicts and just NPCs and vendors and ships and everything that wasn't in my first playthrough. They wanted you to replay it over and over and over because you will discover new things every single time. That's where the bulk of the game is. It's not the first playthrough. I thought that was very cleverly done because after I beat it the first time, I was like, well, that's short. But then I was like, I'm just gonna walk away from it for a while, take a break, come back later, and I'm glad I did because it is very enhanced the second time around. And I was told that it gets even more and more enhanced the third, fourth, and fifth time around.
See, that's what got me involved in or interested in that because I used to like Dark Souls a lot and Demon Soul, all the Souls type shit. Not a huge fan of Sekiro, but and then they did the Elden Ring, and I was kind of like, this is gonna be gay, but I kind of like the open world concept and like constantly finding new shit and like I don't know, I like that.
I do too. I haven't even touched on the colony building part of Starfield yet either.
See, yeah, that's what
That's a whole new facet.
that's what I heard was like one of the best parts of Space Skyrim was that.
Yeah, because I mean, Fallout 4 that did colony building, and I did it a lot. Like I had probably 3,500 hours in the game. Insane. But a
Oh,
lot
by
of
the
it
way,
was colony
Sean,
building.
another colony needs your help. We'll mark it on your map.
Tear down the beacon.
That's
Tear
the
down.
only thing. That's the only thing I didn't like about Fallout 4 is that shit never ended.
No, I took Ascension Island, and I turned it into a base that had a double basement floor and 7 stories on top of it. Like it was huge.
Nice.
I had screenshots of it. I'll probably post it in the game chat later so you can see it. It's intense. But I've never sat down and built another one. I want to, just time.
Oh, I got a question for you guys. You got both online and stuff. Steam or Epic?
Steam.
Okay, yeah. Because I got Steam,
I mean,
but everybody's telling me to get on Epic because they got a whole bunch of like free games and promos and
Yeah,
shit like
look.
that. But
Yeah, and that's the only reason why I made an Epic account so I could get free games out of the deal.
It's to entice you to the other side.
Yeah.
Common tactic.
yeah,
But here's
we
the
got
thing.
free
I
stuff.
have other games, so I still have EA. I've got Ubisoft. I've also got GOG, good old games.
Yep.
And so I've got what is it? Blizzard. What is it? Battle.net.
The Blaze.
I was
So,
gonna get
I've got
Ubisoft so I could get what you call it, the
Cry?
Sands of Time, the new
Stand the time.
Prince of Persia.
Right.
You played it yet?
No, I haven't played it yet. I'm kind of looking at it though.
Listen, I had a fun time. I haven't beat it or anything yet, but I had fun.
All right, I might look at it.
Orvin's been twisting my arm to come play Project Zomboid.
Yeah, I've had people doing the same with me, and I don't know.
If you get it, he has a server. I will play it. If we all jump in on it, it might make it actually kind of fun.
My whole thing is I'm really tired of zombie games.
I think the thing that blew my mind is when he told me, he's like, oh, this is a part for a Kenworth W900. I was like, there's semis in the game? Oh my god.
That's why they wanted me to get they re-get GTA 5 because of that server that they got.
I'm waiting until 6.
Yeah, I've got 5. I play online, but it's fun, but only for like a few minutes, and then you get bored.
Live at the military
Oh,
I've
shit.
been playing it for years.
Well, Patrick doesn't know a good game if it would bite him in the ass.
It is a good game. Problem is time. And he's not part of PC Master Race.
No, he's not.
Why does it look like? Is it like a Sims type of thing? Do I gotta build my house and shit?
What Zomboid.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, you can build a collective base. Like, I played H1Z1 with Torben for years in the
Hmm.
early access parts. It was intense. It had a bunch of stuff to do. You could build your base to repel other people trying to break in, and zombies and all sorts of stuff. If Zomboid is 50% of what that game had, then you're gonna have a very good time. There's a lot to do. Farming, building, vehicle maintenance, base maintenance, raid maintenance and defense. You raid or you defend against a raid. Yeah, I think there's a lot to do.
It
He
looks
sent
like
me a
he's
copy of
gardening right now. He's fucking picking at ice. He's starting a generator. He's doing a whole bunch of shit. Your character.
Yeah, there's a lot to do.
I might get it. It's only
I mean,
$20.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
thing is zombie games are never about the zombies. Like if you look at The Walking Dead, in the very beginning it was man versus a force of nature, which was the zombies, right? They were like a natural disaster. But then by the third season, you started to realize that the
The
zombies
more
were never the
background.
problem. Yeah, they were never the problem. It's man versus man. But when you start playing the game in that mindset, that's when the possibilities of what you can do in the game explode. Because now you're not thinking of mindless zombies just throwing their bodies against the wall. You're thinking analytically against somebody else who's analytically thinking about how to take you out.
The other game I was thinking of playing is a new game. It came out not too long ago called Pal World. It's basically Pokemon with guns.
PAO, isn't it?
PAL.
Pal World.
PAL.
I've heard about that. What?
It's
Was
basically
there,
Pokemon with guns.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
It's-
say. Why is there's like controversy around that game, ain't it?
Well, well, you know, it's the same. It's the same controversy PETA had when Pokemon came out. You know,
Oh, okay.
you're throwing Pokemon in small little balls and forcing them to fight each other. Now you're giving them guns to fight each other. It's even worse.
So there's not a real controversy. It's just faggotry around it. Like,
Yes, it's just faggotry.
the animals. That's
I'm
No,
a card carrying.
don't hurt the imaginary animals.
I'm offended. I'm a card carrying member of PETA. People,
This is the other PETA, the one trying to protect animals, not eating them.
people eating tasty animals.
Yes, I know. The other one,
Oh,
the gay one.
I think the funniest thing I saw was protesters threw soup at the Mona Lisa. Did you hear about that?
no,
No.
they're going after the Mona Lisa. And I've heard them doing all the other shit, but I didn't know
Yep.
Mona Lisa's
Here's
up
the
for
fucked up
grabs
thing.
now.
Here's the fucked up thing. Throwing the soup goes against the very thing they're protesting against. You know, they're like, we should stop spending all this energy and time on decadence. We should be helping each other. Well, you just threw something that could have fed somebody else. Hypocrite. You tell them that, and they instantly NPC into like a fucking, you know, rage face.
Oh, I could see that.
But it's
I
like,
could s-
number one, you know these people exist, and you don't have metal detectors at the doors to pick up the cans. Number two, you never put the original out on public display. Ever. The Declaration of Independence that you see when you go to Washington is not the original. It's a copy of it. The original is stored very safely away. Why would you put $1 billion painting up where some asshole can throw soup on it and let the acids of the soup ruin the paint?
Yep.
And I never understood that. Is that so? When these people protest all these, like they're throwing tomato sauce on paintings and all the other bullshit or whatever, is that kind of like an eat the rich kind of thing? Because I don't see how destroying a painting goes towards saving the
They
whales.
think they're going after decadence, but what they're really doing is they're trying to erase history, and
Well,
they don't see the historical importance or the historical value of keeping those items in museums.
Right, yeah.
I think at the end of the day, you'll find out that every one of these people protest for a different reason. It's not. I don't think they're not all protesting the same thing. I think the eat the rich thing is probably the most believable.
That would be what makes sense to me. Like, oh, these motherfuckers are, they think they're all hoity-toity. Well, I'll show them.
I'll poop in my hand and fling it on the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, it's like everything that gets done nowadays is almost seems like for naught.
Hmm. Wasted energy.
Main character vibes. I gotta be the center of attention.
Like Jimmy.
Yeah. So I come back to like the Wendigo. I come back to the internet every couple of years and fucking. Sometimes if you listen real quietly, you could hear Jimmy saying faggot or something. uh,
Basically, what he's telling you, the audience, is if you look up at the night sky on a clear night, you have to ask yourself, is that Starlink or is that Jimmy?
You'll never know.
No, but if you see a PSA signal in the sky, that's probably trying to get my attention.
They're calling Night Strike to a new deal.
That's the strike signal.
I'm gonna.
Hold up! I can't let you get away with that. I thought the strike symbol was a red flag with a yellow star on it.
You shut up.
China.
You shut up, you North Korean. Go eat dog.
Aren't you Filipino, Night Strike?
Don't tell people that.
Go make guns in the buckets in the jungle.
Hey, don't tempt me. I will.
I'm gonna get out of here. I've been ignoring my wife for the past 20 minutes. So I'm gonna
Then I'll label them, Rock Island.
just etch it on in there. It was good coming back. There wasn't anybody in the chat. Mad Sexy was out there for a second. I am going to put the link to the new channel in there. I don't know when it's going to get verified or whatever. It'll probably be over here for a while. I think we're going to figure out dates and times at a later date and time, but just wanted to come back and get the feel for it again and all that other shit. Anything you guys want to plug? Shawnee, you got anything going on? Night Strike? You don't even do hit or miss no more, huh?
No, but I have a Rumble channel. I don't know if you've checked out Rumble, but I'm on Rumble now, and I brought the Friday Night Strike only on Rumble.
Is that the anti-YouTube?
It's the anti-YouTube, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Where they don't care if you show guns or not on live streams.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. I like that. I like the idea of that.
Yeah. So I've been showing off some of the new stuff I got, because I got a couple new things lately, and they're pretty cool. So.
What about you, Shawnee? Anything on it? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I'm still working on doing more videos and whatnot. And Classic Gun Talk will resume as soon as I get the next episode fleshed out.
Sounds like a plan, man. What about you, Shawnee? Anything going on?
No, my life's pretty transparent. If you see it on my channel, it's probably what I'm doing. Aside from trying to buy another house, but other than that, we're good.
Check out Sean Ponnery's channel.
Record more.
Because why not get myself even further in debt, right?
Yes, $339,000 in debt. It's okay. Biden will bail me out. He just gave $5 billion to college students who pissed it away anyway.
No, I thought that said no to that.
No, he passed it. It happened already.
Damn, I knew I should have went to school.
Well, I did. And I paid my way through. And I got endless excuses of why I couldn't get grants. First, it was I made too much. I wasn't even working at the time. Then when I was working, it was like, you made too little. I'm like, how does that even work?
Didn't make enough to get this free money.
Yeah, it's like, I was like, why don't you just say the quiet part out loud and go, sorry, you're just too white and yellow. because that's what it boiled down to.
That's weird.
But I digress. Now, I should probably work on some gun stuff because I've got 3 project guns I need to finish putting together and recording, including a milcert, and I've got to do 3rd gen Smith and Wesson reviews still, which I don't have time. Like between house hunting and 8 dogs, yeah.
The dogs is your fault. Just saying.
I wasn't there when that dog got pregnant. I'm just saying.
Yeah, blame
Was not privy to that.
you know who all you want. That's fine, but who
Dude,
had
I
the
can't-
dogs there in the first place?
Listen, when your neighbor's dog Kool-Aid bands through the fence, he earned it.
Sachets on in the
Oh,
yard.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get me some of that.
I came home and there was a Yorkshire Terrier-sized hole in the fence. I'm like, what the hell happened here?
The perfect size. All right, yeah, we'll figure out the thing. I don't think we had many viewers, but that's okay. I'm sure not a lot of people expected us to even come on, so we will return. When, where, that'll all be up there eventually.
See
With
you in
that,
Waterloo.
yeah, signing off. See you in Waterloo.
Tomorrow.
Remember Waterloo? I saw that Napoleon movie too. It wasn't horrible, besides the fact that they made like the first 20 minutes of him making him seem like he was a cuck.